against.
I'll go to that later on. I think that's also one of the theories that we want to expound on. But the increased amount of seizures that you've conducted, does it mean that you also get a lot more reports right now of illicit trade?
More than that, Your Honor, we've also beefed up our intelligence gathering. I think the industry representatives here can attest that the Bureau of Customs has been coordinating with them vigorously for exchange of intelligence information. We've also, the Deputy Commissioner for Intelligence is here. They've also beefed up our regional intelligence coordination with countries that would usually be the source of these illicit products. Aside from information that we get, the increase of information that we get, we've also beefed up our enforcement activities against these products.
And in your analysis, how come from 2023, 2024, there's a threefold increase in terms of value? Meaning I would assume the volume of illicit products is bigger in 2024 because the value is bigger.
It's 318 actually, Your Honor, in 2024.
Correct.
The number of seizures.
But if you look at the value, it's almost 9 billion.
Yes.
No, compared to 2023. So that's threefolds. No. But if you look at the seizure, if you just double the seizure, it should only be maybe 6 billion, 7 billion, but this one is almost 9 billion.
Again, because I think, Your Honor,
so the amounts are bigger.
The amounts are bigger and the taxes are bigger. So if you look at the total landed cost where we compute our estimated value, there's a really big increase yearly based on the excise taxes that should have been paid for these products.
All right. Thank you for that. And I'll go back to the DOF. I think the DOF should already press the alarm button, Attorney Nina, and already take a look at this phenomenon happening in our country, in our shores. Just for the last 2 years, the number of raids and seizures by both enforcement agencies has been going up. The quantity and the value also is going up. And if we don't focus our attention on this, we'll end up with a scenario wherein the illicit trade might be bigger than the legal activities. And we want to press on the DOF to already take a look at this problem and give us solutions, recommend to us what solutions we should be undertaken in order to curb this illicit trade. So again, please take a look at this problem, Department of Finance. Because of illicit trade, I mentioned earlier, the damage is not only in terms of revenue collection, but in terms of health. And we want to hear from the DOH, their comments on illicit trade, and also some basic numbers, whether smoking prevalence have been increasing, decreasing. Just give us a snapshot of where we are in terms of tobacco products and also illicit trade. We call on Yusek Kenneth Ronquillo of Department of Health.
Well, first of all, I'd like to provide some data on the study done by the Global Adult Tobacco Survey, the Youth and the National Nutrition Survey. In general trends, more adults tried to quit smoking because of higher prices of cigarettes, from 55.5% in 2015 to 68% in 2021. Tobacco use among adults fell by a third, from 29.7% in 2009 to 19.5% in 2021. Current smoking among adults also fell by a third, from 28.2% in 2009 to 18.5% in 2021. Among the vulnerable population, the drop was more pronounced. Current smoking among women decreased by more than half, from 9% in 2009 to 3.7% in 2021. And the current smoking among youth aged 13 to 15 years old also fell by 40% from 17.5% in 2007 to 10% in 2019. The current smoking among adolescents aged 10 to 19 years old fell by 60% from 9.1% in 2008 to 3.7% in 2019, and expanded national nutrition survey. And this trend is also seen in a number of tax-paid tobacco removals, Mr. Chair.
And how is this illicit trade? We can all detect. I think after hearing the BIR and the BOC, we are all in agreement that illicit trade is happening. These are only the seizures and the raids that they have conducted. We don't know still how many of these illicit products are out there in the market. So, and because it's happening, what is the impact of these illicit products to our to public health and to the health of our constituents, based on the analysis of the Department of Health?
If you allow, Mr. Chair, we have a position paper that we'll read.
No, go ahead, sir.
Well, the Department of Health supports the intent of the proposed Senate resolutions as they seek an inquiry into illicit trade on excisable products. We support the Senate in the exercise of its oversight powers to ensure that implementation is faithful to the spirit and letter of the law, as deficiencies may lead to higher health risks as well as lower revenues affecting financing for universal health care. Illicit trade undermines landmark tobacco control policies such as the Sin Tax Reform Law and the Graphic Health Warnings Law. Moreover, the added presence of illegal cigarettes and vape products in the market poses more significant health risks due to greater population exposure to these products that go against the constitutional right of health. Altogether, they contravene the WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control, a treaty signed by the Philippines on September 23, 2003, which was later on unanimously concurred in the ratification by the Senate through Resolution Number 24, adopted on April 25, 2005. No less than the Supreme Court has also stated that being a party to the WHO FCTC, the Philippines committed to implement tobacco control measures such as price and tax policies. The Department of Health supports the proposed inquiry as it would provide a venue to identify the needed synergistic actions among concerned government agencies in the executive branch and also non-government stakeholders to enable stronger enforcement of existing and established policies to combat illicit trade. In consideration of the aforementioned, the Department of Health offers the following recommendations for any other legislative measures that may be introduced on this matter. First, to continue with and strengthen the implementation of excise tax measures already in force. Second, to include violations of Republic Act number 10643 or the Graphic Health Warnings Law in the definition of illicit trade and covered products. Citizen participation means any person may file a complaint and or report violations to and any member agency of the Anti-Illicit Trade Council with evidentiary support. This is respectfully submitted, Mr. Chair.
And just for the information,
It is attributed to health, Mr. Chair.
correct. So in other words, for tobacco products, 50% of the total excise tax collection is allocated to different health programs, correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So based on the law, 50% goes to different health programs. If you break down that 50%, 80% goes to PhilHealth, and then 20% shall be allocated nationwide based on political and district subdivision for medical assistance, the health facilities enhancement program, the annual requirements of which shall be determined by the Department of Health. So in other words, the bigger the collection, the more allocation we can give to different health programs. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So it's to our interest to make sure that the collection is accurate, and if possible, it will be maintained or even go up. Is that correct?
Correct, Mr.
Uh-uh.
Chair.
And then for heated tobacco products, 100% of the total revenue collected from excise tax on heated tobacco products and vapor products shall be allocated also to various health programs. 60% of which will go to RA 11223 or the Universal Healthcare Law. 20% shall be allocated nationwide based on political and district subdivisions for medical assistance and the HFEP or the Health Facilities Enhancement Program. And then 20% will go to SDGs. So in other words, for vapor products also, the excise tax being collected there will also be distributed to various health programs. Tama ba?
Yes.
All right. So again, no. So it's to our interest that we see correct payment of excise taxes because it goes directly to various health programs. Having said that, on the problem of illicit trade, what damage or what impact can it do to our to public health and to the health of our constituents? Based on your analysis, because the context here is illicit trade, smuggled cigarettes is available in the market, and our constituents are buying that. So based on your analysis, what have you seen that is happening on our shores in our country?
Well, in general terms, Mr. Chair, it will decrease the attributions to the programs that has been mentioned earlier, and thus health outcomes will not be as good as we have at current.
Is smoking, because you mentioned, I saw the GATS report, and you mentioned that overall smoke prevalence of tobacco use has gone down from 29 to 19%. No, but this is from 2009, 2015 to 2021. Do we have any data after 2021? Most preferably on a year-to-year basis?
Mr. Chair, that's the latest study. The next GATS will be in 2026, as the study is done every 5 years.
But do you have any in-house study that monitors smoking prevalence?
Well, there's a current study, Mr. Chair, done by the FNRI, and shows the percentage of current users of various tobacco and nicotine products among adults 20 to 59. It's also shown decreases in as a general trend, Mr. Chair.
Sorry, can you repeat that again, Yusek?
So the latest study that we have is done by the FNRI, which shows percentages of current users of various tobacco and nicotine products among adults 20 to 59 years old from 2018, 2019 to 23. And as a general trend, there's been a decrease in the use of these products.
Increase.
Decrease, sir.
Decrease. These are vapor products, you mean?
Tobacco and nicotine products, Mr. Chair.
Tobacco and nicotine. And so what is the prevalence of that? What is the tobacco use prevalence? Because hanggang 2021 lang tayo eh. And if you look at my point of the matter, why am I driving this? If you see the trend of illicit trade, it picked up after 2022, more or less. I'm sure it's been happening prior to that, no? But I think the intensity went up around 2022, 2023, 2024. So what I'm driving at is, has this impacted the smoking habits of our constituents? I want to detect that from the standpoint of DOH. Because illicit trade is happening, illicit products are there for sure. It's growing. I think that's established by the BIR and the BOC. But is it already affecting or impacting the health condition of our constituents? Because my common sense will say it is, no, because it's happening and it's cheaper. No? So, but is it already being felt and detected by the DOH?
Sir, for manufactured cigarettes, that has been a decline from 94.4% to 88.6%. We're talking only here of manufactured cigarettes.
Is that smoking prevalence?
Yes, sir.
How do I interpret that data?
This is among smokers, Mr. Chair.
So
The
88
users of manufactured cigarettes.
users of manufacture, that's 88%?
From 94.4
in 20.
in 2018, 2019, 2023 decreased to 88.6
So 88.6 of what?
of the smokers
Use manufactured cigarettes.
of manufactured cigarettes.
Okay. But that doesn't explain the smoking prevalence or the amount of or the number of smokers among adults. Do we have that? Do you have any in-house surveys? Because if not, then we have no choice but to use proxies. My point of the matter there is may problema tayo ngayon eh, Yusek. Mayroong smuggled cigarettes in our country. Meron na bang epekto to mga constituents natin in terms of health? That's the simple question I want to, because 2021, the GATS 2021 is not enough because the intensity of smuggling happened after 2022. And it's increasing.
Sir, the percentage of currently smoking adults 20 to 59 years old by age group in 2021, that's 19%. In 2023, tumaas po siya sa 24.4.
That's a perfect.
So that's the prevalence, Mr. Chair.
Oh, what data is that? What data is that? FNRI?
FNRI, Mr. Chair.
So FNRI survey of smoking prevalence
Yes, Mr. Chair.
from 19 to 50. No, sorry, from 19 years old to
Old to 59 years old.
20 years old to 59 years old. So if you take that data as a proxy to GATS, tumaas yung smoking prevalence natin. Tama? 2021 is 19%. So in other words, if you ididikit, do you have?
Yes, sir. Correct.
So ididikit-dikit ko lang ah. So if you look at the data from GATS from 2009, yan. Can you flash that? From 2009, 2015, 2021, 29 the smoking prevalence, 29%, 23%, it went down to 19%. Tama? Yusek? And then if you connect this to the FNRI data, tumaas siya from 19% in 2021 to 24%.
Sir, itong study ng FNRI included vape products already, sir.
Included vape products. But vape products is small naman eh. I would, it's growing, but I would assume that the breakdown is small. But let's take it as it is for now. Do you have the breakdown for the 24%?
Sir, we do not have the breakdown at the moment.
Okay, just submit to us that survey and the breakdown. But let's take it as it is for now, so that we can have a very robust discussion today. So, do you agree that from 2021 to 2023, smoking prevalence as a whole has increased from 21% to 23%, 24%? Can you use the mic, Yusek?
Yes, based on the survey, Mr. Chair, yes.
But if, and later on we'll show it. If you look at the number of sticks being sold, it has gone down, at least the declared ones. No, I'll show that later on. So is this uptick from 21% to 24% due to illicit trade? Is that a possible phenomenon? Is that safe to conclude?
Sir, we cannot respond to that. We cannot say that, sir.
But can you analyze that? Yusek, as the vanguard and the protector of public health, can the DOH analyze that? Because I'm concerned that the smoking prevalence is going up. If we are seeing that the legal cigarettes being sold is going down, I'll show that later on, and the excise tax being paid by legal cigarette manufacturers and companies is also going down, then why is smoking prevalence going up? Where is smoking coming from?
So we assume that's coming from vape.
From vape. Okay. But can you also dissect that? Because that's not actually good, no? Diba, the phenomenon is from cigarettes they go to vape, but not increase the number of vape users, because that